WHCR 90.3 FM, the voice of Harlem. What's up, everybody? It's me, Phil, and you're watching Phil and Friends. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're doing some live stuff here, right? In my friend Nikk's hair studio. So let's give it up for my friend Nikk Nelson, his hair salon. What's up, everybody? Give it up for my friend Nick. We got one person here in the audience today.
Hey.
How you doing today?
I'm great, brother. How are you?
Good. We are live. We are recording.
Yes,
we are here. We have technical difficulties, but we're here.
We are here.
My brother Nikk is here, and he's going to tell us his journey, how he got started, this entrepreneurial spirit. He's a great guy, great energy. And when I came to Atlanta, because we're recording live in Atlanta, I said, Nikk, I got to come to the studio. We got to record you. So he's a celebrity hairstylist. He's all over. He's making TV look good. You're making black TV look great.
I hope so.
You make it look great.
I hope so, bro.
So tell people who you are.
Of course, man. I'm Nikk Nelson. Go by Nikk Rocks on all my social media handles. Just a guy from a small town in South Georgia, brother. That's all I am.
Little small town called
Dawson, Georgia.
Dawson's Creek, Georgia.
No. Dawson, Georgia, right outside of Albany.
But you have this great family, great roots. Mm-hmm. Roots, as the old black folk would say. You got good roots. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about your family, your mom and your dad, and your siblings.
Well, of course, my mom and dad are still, around. They're lovely. I talk to them all the time, just about every day. Let's see, my mom and dad, they are just the greatest. They help me out so much. I do so much stuff, and they're always here to help me out. That's just one thing that I know I can count on is my parents.
And I think that's one of the biggest things about life, especially as we get older. Mm-hmm. The fact that you both have both parents, like I do, and you can still call them.
Yeah,
that means a lot in our community. And so we honor our ancestors by doing the great work that you do. You honor them by your life. Right?
And I always try to make them proud. It's just, by doing the work, things that I know they like to see me do. Mm-hmm. I've always tried to make them proud. That's always been number one for me.
Absolutely. Just making everybody proud.
He's
also one of my frat brothers. That's another reason why because I ain't coming to everybody. There's COVID season going on.
Right.
And he has, you got all COVID things going on and everything. But you're being protected and you're protecting the people that come here to your hair salon. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about your siblings. Because I know you got siblings.
I do have siblings. I have triplet siblings.
Yeah,
right. I'm the oldest of four. And like I said a little earlier, my parents just had me and they decided to have another child, but ended up having three more. And of course, it was 1980, so there was no drugs that would induce that type of thing or whatever. But yeah, they actually did have triplets.
Wait, back in the day, you had to have
triplets. No, I mean, they do. You can get how many you wanted now.
Right, exactly.
But no, my mom had triplets naturally.
Right,
back in 1981.
Shout out to your mama, Miss Nelson. Wow, what an amazing. Now you started off. Let's talk about your college life because you have transitioned. And I'll never forget, I was reading one of your posts, and there was a picture of him on a computer.
In the lab. Yeah.
I want to talk about this. I want to talk about that moment when you said, enough of corporate. I want to follow my own dreams, and I want to make it happen.
My college career, of course, I did biology. I graduated from Valdosta State University in 2000 with a biology degree. And I thought that I wanted to go to dental school. That was my whole thing. I was like, okay, I'm going to go to dental school. I'm going to be this amazing orthodontist, blah, blah, blah. And when I graduated, it was I guess it was an aha moment. You know what I'm saying? I just want to chill for a minute. I don't want to go right back into school. I want to take some time. I want to work, and which was it at the time seemed like the best thing to do. Even at this time, it seemed like it was the best thing for me to do. But, it was okay, well, I'm not going to necessarily follow my dream of being an orthodontist at the exact moment I feel I need to, but I'm going to eventually get there. That's how I thought at the time. And of course, I always, had a knack for hair. I used to cut hair in my dorm room when I was in Valdosta. Okay. And I never knew how to do so much. I could braid, what I'm saying, but I couldn't do hair, Right. I had to actually learn how to do hair.
Then did you have to actually go to school?
Yeah, I went to hair school. Well, I'll get to that point. Right. When I graduated, I moved up here. I got a job in the lab. And it was honestly, I wouldn't say it was the worst thing that I've ever done. It was just boring, and it was not me. I'm an extrovert. I like to be around people. Right. And that monotony of getting up, going to the lab every day, doing the same thing over and over again, it was not me.
Because he's a Gemini. We're actually twins.
Yeah, we are.
June 13th.
June 13th.
I'm about 30 years younger than him.
Wait a minute.
But Geminis, we get bored very easily.
Very easily. And I was extremely bored. Right. I was extremely bored. And I would say going into my second year in that lab, is when I was actually forced out. I didn't jump, like most people just jump. I was actually pushed, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me, to be honest with you. It was, we were in the South, and we still kind of operated under that good old boy system. And it was one of those companies, and I wasn't like a yes boy, I ain't no do boy. That just wasn't me, and it was never in me. Both of my parents, they do share the entrepreneurial spirit. Also, my dad's a photographer, and my mom used to make clothes. Okay. So it was like I've always had, even though they worked jobs, they still had that entrepreneurial spirit. Absolutely. So it was like, okay, well, my parents did this, I can do this too. I can work at this lab, but I can do hair on the side. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what I did. But the day they pushed me out of there, they fired me up for absolutely no reason, and I said to myself, I would never allow anybody to be in control of how I made my money or if I ate or not. Right. And they fired me on a Friday. By that following Tuesday, I was enrolled in hair school.
So you stepped out on faith.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to be pushed out. Sometimes. You have to be pushed out.
Yeah.
Because had you stayed there, got a promotion, you think you would have left?
I would have eventually left, but I don't know if I would have ventured into what I am into now. Because I probably would have gotten a lot more comfortable, but it was that reality of if you don't come to this job, if you don't have this job to come to, you can't eat. And that stuck with me, like, no, I would not allow that to happen to me again. I would never allow that to happen to me again.
And that's something that we can use in life too. Absolutely. No one should have any kind of power over you. Absolutely. You cannot hold me and my best friend, we were talking, who's our only guest in the studio today. We were talking about how people fall in love and they're always, you miss out on the opportunity because you always think about this person. It's like, don't allow things to hold you back. Go after your dreams. Let's talk about that. Going after your dreams. Because he works with a lot of Hollywood celebrities, a lot of stars. And it takes a lot for you to step out and be an entertainer. What would you say to someone who wants to start their own business, who is trying to get out there, but they just don't know what to do? They're so in this headspace, I need money. I got to take care of my family,
The thing is, I like, for myself, I did hair school and I still worked a full-time job.
Absolutely.
So there are ways to do everything. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? In those days, in 2001 or 2, we had the internet, but we didn't have as much information as we do now. Right. We have everything at the palm of our hands at this point. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't make it, you don't want to make it. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you can't do it, you don't want to do it. That's true. You know what I'm saying? Because everything, you can pick this phone up and it's in the palm of your hand. Everything. So there are ways to make money on the internet. There are ways to do everything. Right. You don't have to actually physically stand at a job at this point. You know what I'm saying? You can do everything you need to do. Right. So there is no excuse for people not to make it happen. Absolutely not. Make it happen. I don't think it is. For myself, I've always been a go-getter. For simply because of my upbringing and me being in college around my fraternity brothers, and they were all so successful, and it was like, okay, if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to do hair, I got to be the best. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because my counterparts, my friends, my frat brothers, they were the best in their fields. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? They were going off to dental school, they were going off to medical school, they were lawyers, they were doing do those types of things. And it was like, okay, if I'm not going to do dental school, I got to be the best hairstylist ever. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. That's just how I thought. And if you don't know, he is the best hairstylist. I'm not the best. I don't even think. Well, I just said you were the best. Yeah, thank you. But I think you get it what you do. But I thank you. I appreciate it. But I think what the main thing that most people forget is, like, you can have a whole lot of talent. You can be very talented, but if your spirit and your attitude and your energy doesn't match that talent, you won't go anywhere. You won't go anywhere. Because spirit changes everything. It changes everything. Because you meet people. We walked in here, the energy in here is so good. Because you can go to a place and it's so heavy. It can be heavy. People are heavy. And there's too much on you. Yeah. So you get the therapy you need, get the tools and resources that you need to get your life in order so you can have a clear vision and a clear mindset to go do what you need to do. Absolutely. Let's talk about Black people owning their own businesses. What do you think? What do we need to do? Because we talk about this with the Black Wall Street. It's about to be 100 years. How do we get back to Black people making sure that we support other Black people? We patronize, we put our money in our communities. And that's big. That's a big thing here in Atlanta. It is. I think Atlanta is such a gem, though. And I because I've been here for 21 years, I feel like I've become so Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I feel like what does that mean? I feel like we're in a bubble because when I go to other places, I expect Atlanta when I go to other places, and you don't get that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Atlanta has been such a great place to grow, and because we have such amazing Black universities here, such great schools, period. You know what I'm saying? That foster that type of learning and that type of education, that type of love. You know, Atlanta it's a melting pot of just us. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know,
it's us. And there's nothing wrong with being with us at all.
And, you know, I had to learn that because I went to a PWI.
Right.
So I
was going to ask you that too.
Yeah, I went to a PWI. Yeah. So like, and this is what I talk to my friends about all these. Just you guys who went to Black schools or whatever, HBCUs. I didn't go to a Black school, so we had a Black community. Right. You know, and I feel like it's kind of sort of like Atlanta. Atlanta's not all Black, but we have a Black community. You know, and I didn't have the HBCU experience, but I had a Black experience at my white school. Absolutely. And a lot of people disagree with that, you know what I'm saying? But they can't tell me because I experienced it. I experienced it. I did everything that I wanted to do in college as far as pledging and doing all those types of things. And I became involved with my school and with my Black people at my school. Right. And we still foster those relationships to this day. Right, absolutely. You know, and they helped me out. Because,
you know, I don't know if you were in the grad chapter here when I was pledging.
I was.
He was in the grad chapter. I'm in the Alpha Phi, the greatest chapter in the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. It's an Alpha thing, right? But you all fostered brotherhood. It was a good brotherhood. It was Black men doing what they're supposed to do. And I think Atlanta is the lead or the exemplar for the Black community.
I think so.
And you can't really, I mean, I've been everywhere. When you come to Atlanta, it is a different environment. When you say audience, it is a different environment. Right, audience?
Yeah.
So it's a different.
That's why y'all stay here after y'all graduate.
I didn't, but I left.
Okay, exactly.
When the audience member said she came back, I'm loving this whole audience thing. I like this face-to-face. Right. This is the first interview face-to-face.
Really?
Yeah, since COVID. About a year. Yeah. So thank you for that. Yeah. Let's talk about Black Lives Matter. You have a son. I want to talk about your son. So he's an amazing dad. Let's talk about what it feels as a parent to have a Black son during all this tumultuous time. What does that feel for you? What do you tell your son?
You know, the thing about Black people, we have always had tumultuous times. You know what I'm saying? This is nothing new for Black people. You know, it's just we are just resilient people, and it doesn't matter what times, you know, or whatever. With him, I talk to him about things. We you know, he goes to mixed school, you know. And we talk about things, you know, we're open and we're honest about it, and he's open and honest with us about it, you know. So, but I think he's going to grow into a brilliant young man. So,
what kind of advice do you give him when he goes to mixed schools if he experiences?
You know what? I feel like for him,
he's a young kid.
Yeah, he's 12. He's 12. So I feel like for him, like it's almost the same as it was for me when I went to Valdosta. Okay. You know, I grew up in an all Black community when I was, you know, matriculating through high school and all that. It was all Black. But once I got to college, you know, it was a different situation for me. Now, he did go to all Black elementary and all that stuff or whatever. But now he's in middle school. It's a mixture also. So it's like, I think he found his tribe, you know, just like I found my tribe in Valdosta. Yeah. You know, and we just generally kind of, you know, gravitate towards each other no matter what. And like all of his friends, you know, he does have other friends of other races or whatever, but I think most of his close friends are all Black. Okay. You know, and his school is definitely, it's pretty diverse, very diverse, you know, as far as like, you know, there's a high number of Blacks, high number of other, you know, so I think he still found his tribe, you know, just like I did. I found my tribe, you know. That's good. That's good to know. And we just want to make sure that we all stay protected and we want to stay alive. I mean, absolutely. That's our big thing. That's the bad part about it is we're trying to just stay alive. Yeah. And that's sad that we have to tell people or show people our humanity, like we're humans too. Right. Treat us like we're human. But I guess that's why my community, my dealings is so Black. And I hate to say that, but I love to say that. Oh, I love to say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is real Black dollars coming up here. Your hair ain't cheap. Stuff ain't cheap when you go up here. This is real money. And I mean, I do have to interact with other people, other races, and I know how to do that too because I've done it all my life. You know, especially since college. But my salon is a Black salon. We cater to Black women. We do have other races that do come here every now and then, but we just, you know, we have a community. And even back to, you know, me matriculating through Valdosta, the bulk of my clientele came from my school. That's how I got started. Like that's how I even became who I am because of people who helped me out from my school.
Well, we talk about that a lot of times. Let's talk about how people, they say you need to network up. But it's very important to network lineage.
Where you at?
Right? You have to network with your people. And
because as you grow, they grow. And everybody grow together.
Everybody grow together. Yeah. And that's what we're doing now. We're growing together. We're making stuff happen together. And it's that network that you have, those friends. Don't feel like you got to go reach, I started off acting. Somebody's like, you need to go be with Denzel.
No.
Well, listen, Denzel would be a great person to hang out with, but let's, why not hang out with my people and grow together?
Absolutely.
Because one day we will be the Denzels. Or one day you will be so-and-so.
Absolutely.
So that's huge. Let's talk about the fact that you have, how many chairs in here?
4, 5, 6, 8. We have 2 suites. Yeah.
You have 8 people in 2 suites. You are providing opportunities or spaces. You can get a hair, but this is a space where clientele, they're coming in. What does that feel like being an entrepreneur and helping other Black people get their bag? So
it feels amazing, to be honest with you. This is our 10th year here in this building, and in the business period, and this is our 10th year, and I've definitely got to celebrate. But it feels amazing. I had 2 sorors who went to Valdosta also, and I feel like they were like my little sisters. So even though we didn't go at the same time, they both, I understand where they're at because I was there. Right. They both went to hair school right out of college, and they're trying to get their start in this industry, and I know how that can be because someone helped me out. I feel like it's my duty, it's my obligation to help them out. Sometimes we forget that. We forget that, I'm here. So I don't have to reach back and pull the next person on. But you can't do this forever. You know what I'm saying? And it just feels amazing for me to be able to offer the space for them. And I'm, even when they come in, it's like, okay, this is what I want you to do. I don't want you to pay this until you get to this. I want you to be successful. I don't want you to give up. I'm going to work you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make you work for it. You know what I'm saying? It kind of goes back to pledging a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you're going to work for it because you're going to appreciate it once you get it. But I'm going to make sure you get to where you need to be. So once I'm not there holding your hand, you can stand on your own. And that's what they're doing now.
Absolutely. Yeah. I want an audience member. I want you to come up with a question for us because I want the audience to be involved in this live show that we're doing. So think about stuff. We're going to come right back to you. Okay? Let's talk about
audience member look like she ready.
She ready. We got audience.
Oh, she is ready. Maybe audience member is ready. Okay, like I'm scared.
Right, so you'll be ready. We're gonna add to this conversation because we're here. Let's talk about mentorship.
Okay,
and how you were talking about the young ladies. What does that mean to you? The impact of mentors and being able to provide that experience and wisdom.
For us as a community, I think it means everything. I do have even me being my age. I have a mentor, and she's been in the film industry for years. And even though we're around the same age, she can teach me so much more than I can, get from anybody else because she's been in that, in the game for such a long time. So I had to you can't have an ego saying, well, I'm this age and I don't need a mentor. No, I need a mentor. I need somebody who's going to teach me how to be in this next phase of my career, and she has really helped me. She's reached out. So, we talk all the time hey, so I have this opportunity. Should I take it? I'm scared. I don't know if I should do it. I've never done this before. Should I do it? And she'll give me her most honest feedback. And I appreciate it. I mean, I just appreciate everything that she actually does, as a mentor. So I think it's, for me mentoring the people in this salon is very important, and I'm, like I said earlier, I'm very, very, very pro-Black, and I'm very pro-us, and I'm pro-human, period, but I'm pro helping us get to that next level.
We have been so disenfranchised
for such a long time.
We have been, and it's important that we get out, we make it happen.
We have to. We're our own. We can be so much together. We can be so much together, and that's what I try to teach in here. I don't want people to come in here with preconceived notions, no attitudes, no bad energy or whatever, because that's the first thing I say. If you can be the baddest stylist, you can be the baddest stylist, but if your energy bad, you gotta go. You gotta hit the door. You gotta hit the door because it's like a cancer, and it'll spread. It'll spread.
Listen, I watched those hair. I saw Nora's hair salon. The movie with Whitney Houston with Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
It can spread. My auntie hair here, so we're always in beauty salons, so I understand. But that's with anything in life.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to learn how to cut the cancer out.
You got to.
Don't allow that to come because guess what? When it festers in your work business, it's going to take it over to your wife, your kids. It's going to linger.
Every avenue of your life. It would because it holds on to you.
And that's a life lesson.
Yeah.
That's a life lesson.
Yeah.
Audience member, let's go to the audience. You got a quick question for us?
I do.
She has a question. And I'm going to repeat it. She's going to ask it, and I'm going to go ahead and repeat it for the live. Go
okay.
ahead.
Maybe I'll be loud. I'll try to be loud.
Okay, be loud.
So that is a great segue, Nikk. You work with so many people in your salon, and not only the people who report up to you, but then you work with all these different clients. So that's a lot of different personality types. What do you do to manage your mental health? Because you have a child, you have your personal life, you have your professional life where it relates to managing people, your clients, so many different personality types. So how do you maintain your zen? Because you do have great energy, and I could feel it as soon as I came in. I'm like, oh, this guy got some practice up his sleeve in order to maintain his peace.
You know what?
So our question was for those who may not hear, how does Nikk working with all these people maintain his mental health and his mental peace?
Well, I read a lot, to be honest with you. I read, or if I don't have an opportunity to read, I try to listen to books and things that really help your spirit, your energy. I'm very into zodiacs and all those types of things, the book of birthdays and all those types of things. And I take me days. I take a day for myself, a couple of days for myself.
It's today your me day.
It's not my me day.
Okay,
no, today my me day. Trust me, you wouldn't be here for me day. No, even if I can't have a whole me day, I have a me couple hours. Right. You know what I'm saying? Where I can just like be by myself. If I'm going to get like go to the barbershop to get my haircut, or just take some time for myself. And when the movies were open, I would go to the movies by myself. I don't mind going to the movies by myself.
I do a lot of stuff by myself.
I love doing that
because you like yourself.
Yeah, I do. I love myself.
And what is it where everybody needs? But keep going.
No. I mean, it's fine. I just take that time for myself, right? Because you kind of need to decompress sometimes. And just, be in your own little bubble, in your own space, and just in your own self. Sometimes you just have to be in yourself and tune everything out.
Even your wife, your kids, everybody else.
Tune everything out.
I'm tired.
I got to be in myself.
Let me be myself.
Let me be in myself.
Before I come up out of myself.
Because when I come up out of myself.
It's going to be a whole problem up in here.
Gemini, listen, I'm telling you. When that other one come out.
With Geminis, or these Gemini, we have the same birth date.
Yes.
June 13th. So my mom and them who listen, they like, oh, he crazy.
Listen. But I'm very, very even across the board.
Cool.
I've always been like that.
They're gonna know who you are. They're gonna be like, well, he gonna be this.
Yeah, you ain't gonna. It's no high low for me. No. I mean, I'm very even keel unless you take me there. And like, one of my friends is like, if somebody got a problem with Nikk, then they the problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, because at my age, I just don't have the time. You know what I'm saying? Or the energy, or I just don't. I don't. We have so much other things to worry about. So many other things. And I don't have time for conflict. I've never done conflict.
Yeah, that's why everybody loves you. How did you transition? I mean, you talked about your friend. How did you transition over to this entertainment world? So listen, you go to Nikk's Family, like, damn, Nikk, everybody. What is going on? Brandon was here last week getting her hair. I want to be there. Or getting her hair done on set. Okay. How did you transition over to? Is it Atlanta, or did the one person hear about you and it just blew up with the celebrity world, or what happened?
Okay, it goes back to Valdosta State too.
Okay,
a little bit anyway. But I would say when I first went to my first hair salon that I ever worked at, it was called Princess Palace, and it was over near Greenbrier Mall.
I'm thinking about the Pool Palace.
I know, but it was like 2001, 2002, so like. Everybody was doing braids, and that's all she did was braids. So she taught me how to braid hair. Okay. She taught me how to do the feed. We were doing feed and braids. It was all the girls doing now.
What's feed and braids? What is that?
It's like braids where you just start adding hair in and make it look really natural. Okay. But she taught me how to do that back in like 2001. So we've been doing this a long time, but she was doing Ludacris, Outkast. They were like huge in that time.
Absolutely. They still are huge.
Yeah, like the whole Dungeon family. Like she was braiding all those guys' hair. Okay. And so that was like my introduction to the whole that whole world. At the time, it was a little bit time consuming for me because I was in my 20s. So I was just like, ooh, I can't do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want me to be here how long? Right. Like, no, I gotta go home. It's a lot. A long time. Yeah. So I kind of shied away from it a little bit just to focus on being in the salon. And as I grew older and grew into the salon or whatever, I knew that I wanted to eventually get to that point of being back in entertainment because I knew it was a great way for me to kind of transition out of the salon. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people... Because
this is a lot.
It can be a lot. Right? It can be a lot, because, I love my clients. I love all my clients. And like I said, we've grown together. But sometimes it could consume you, because everyone wants their hair done. And you can't do everybody. You know, I try to do everybody, and they'll tell you I try to do everybody when they call. Like, I'm coming. You know, but I knew I can't go into my 50s doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I'm 50.
Feet gonna be hurt,
but
it's a lot.
Yeah, it can be a lot. You know. So I said, you know, and I started thinking about, you know, going back into that whole entertainment world again. And I think everything kind of like comes together when you want it to come together.
Absolutely.
And it, one of my sayings, she's an AK, one of her sister does hair, and she's been in the entertainment world for a long time.
Okay.
And, you know, me and Tan was talking, we were just talking or whatever, and then, you know, she's like, yeah, my sister Demi, she does, you know, she does this and that. I'm like, okay, yeah. I said, I think I follow her on Instagram, blah, blah, blah. You know, she's like, oh yeah, I think she follows you too. Right. And so just at a chance meeting, I was doing something for Soft and, oh God, I can't remember whoever I was doing. It was something I was doing.
Soft and Lovely?
No.
Was it Dark and Lovely? We ain't got no sponsors here, but if y'all want to sponsor me, we can talk about Dark and Lovely. Call me. I need some sponsorship.
It was one of those. I was doing that. They were filming me and doing something or whatever, and we were doing like a makeover segment for this TV show. And she was there. She was doing one of the celebrity guests or whatever, and we just hit it off. You know, it was like, "Hey, what's I didn't you know blah blah blah," and you know, it just goes back to that whole Valdosta thing and how you treat people and how people like view you. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, energy goes a long way, and our energy was just so good. And I told him like, "Yeah, I'm trying to get into it. You know, it's just I don't even know the first steps of getting back into it. You know, I know I can do some hair, but I don't know how to do that type of hair because that's a whole different kind of work. You know." She's like, don't worry about it. You know, whatever you need, you know, I got you. You just let me know, blah, blah. And then, you know, fast forward a little bit. She called me one day. She's like, hey, I have this, you know, I can't finish out this project. I need you to step in for me or whatever. I'm like, okay. And that was kind of the beginning, you know. And then it was another project she put me on. Another, you know, and then here I am on Coming to America 2.
Oh, and, you did Coming to America 2. What are some of the projects you worked on?
Oh God!
Go through the whole.
I can't go through the whole list. But I just the most recent ones, of course, Coming to America 2, Aretha.
Which Aretha did you work? You did both. You did both Arethas.
I did both Arethas. Yes, I did. I did a movie for BET that's coming out. It's called God, I can't think of the name of it. Oh no, Favorite Son. Favorite Son is coming out, and I was department head on that one. Yeah, and I did another one. It was a Christmas movie coming out this year.
Oh, I love Christmas movies.
Yeah,
love it.
Yeah. And,
what you working?
Yeah, and the last one I did, we just finished Queens probably like 2 weeks ago.
And that's with Brandy, right?
With Brandy, yeah.
That's really good. You really making it happen.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
We're going to final thoughts. Mm-hmm. What would you tell someone who wants to step out on faith and they're at Valdosta State, they're Clark Atlanta Spelman? Mm-hmm. What would you tell a young person? Or what would you tell a young Nikk? Mm-hmm. What would you tell a young Nikk back in Valdosta State? I would go back in the future right now and meet yourself.
I would tell him, don't be scared and to do it. And the reason I say that is because I felt like I've always had talent. Mm-hmm. And I've always had a talent for doing hair. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I was always scared to do it because of what I would feel like other people would think about me. Right. And that was the one thing I grew out of, and I was so happy that I grew out of it, you know, of living in fear of other people's opinions of you. Right. When people are always going to have opinions of you. And it absolutely has nothing to do with you and your ability. You know, you just got to do what you got to do and do you, and don't be scared don't be scared to do it.
Don't be scared to do it.
You know?
You heard it first right here. So when y'all see Nikk, tell him, I saw you on Phil's show. Nikk, I thank you, and I appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate you.
Good.
I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. We want to say thank you to Nikk, my friend.
Thank you to our guest.
Our guest. Yes. Live studio audience. This is Phil and Friends. I'm Phil. I'll be back. Same time, same place. You can check me out on YouTube at Phil and Friends, which you're probably watching right now, or you can check me live at WHCR 90.3 FM, the voice of Harlem. We'll see you next week. All right. Peace, y'all.